Hey guys, how do you build a watch list? What is a watch list and how can it be utilized to help you break down investments, basically break down stocks and sectors? Guys, welcome to the Independent Investor channel. We're coming to you from New York City, New York. My name is Ryan. It's so good to be with you. I thought it prudent really to talk about this topic. A lot of what is existent in the financial realm is a lot of different language, okay? Watch list is just another one of those terms, all right? So I use them, really freely in a lot of my videos talking about, investment tools. And if you're new to investing, guys, all right, if you're one of my few 100 subscribers and you guys are tuning in regularly or you're new to investing, all right, the number one takeaway that I talk about all the time is get the right account started, okay? Is there a wrong account? Yes, there is, all right? I advocate for one account and one account only, and that's the self-managed Roth IRA account, all right? Self-managed in that you're going to have a no-fee structure in that account, and you're going to be tax protecting dollars going forward. None of my videos really work, and quite frankly, I don't think a lot of other folks' videos work as well if you just take the information and deploy that information in the wrong account. So if you're new to my channel, all right, it's going to be a reoccurring theme. It's very difficult for me to make it through one of my videos and not mention the correct starting place, guys. I wish I had heard it when I was your age. If I was in my early 20s and I heard this information, I'd probably be approaching 7 figures right now in my life. That's no joke, all right? Investing is not a joking manner to me, and I want to push that out and clarify that right off the bat, all right? Now, if you are looking to start, you know nothing about investing, and you say, okay, Ryan, I understand. I'm going to start that account. Once you start that account, guys, it doesn't mean that you have to go and jump into this market right now. It doesn't. What I encourage you to do is start to familiarize yourself with the market, all right? There's a lot of sources, myself included. I pay attention to the market every single day at multiple injunctions throughout the day and after, all right? So I'm very well in tune, but start to become aware of the market, all right? But one thing that you can really do to help yourself out is if you're looking to start the account, I advocate all the time for Merrill Edge, and there is no minimum to start that account. It's going to cost you nothing, all right? And you really have everything to gain by starting to get into that account platform and start to familiarize yourself with the platform, all right? And this is just one of the features within any of the good platforms out there, E-Trade, Scottrade, Merrill Edge, really any of the good platforms out there that provide a really professional platform of information for you guys to utilize. All right, take advantage of those. They're free of charge, and all you have to do is just get in there and spend a little bit of time. And this is not something that you need to build overnight. Okay, this is going to take you. My watch lists are ever evolving. All right, what I'm going to kind of show you is some of the baselines. Okay, some of the backbones of what some of your watch lists should be titled, and then you can add to them down the line, okay? So please enjoy. This is how to build your watch list, Watch List 101. I'm going to kind of give you my perspective on how I use watch lists and how, if you've done that first step and started that first account, how you can get into that account and start to build your guys' watch lists out to really be one of the most central points of information that you're going to maybe take hundreds of stocks and filter them into your watch lists in an organized manner, okay? So I've got some ideas on the board, and this is going to look familiar to a lot of you guys that have watched my sector breakdown video, okay? I see no reason not to carry over the sector breakdown and build your watch lists based on the sectors, okay? That's just the way I do it, all right? I'm not saying that you can't go out there and build watch lists based on market cap or based on, my favorite stock picks, okay? But you may regret that down the line if you start to populate a watch list and you're really having trouble, identifying certain stocks. This method allows you to identify what sector a stock is in, and then you can pick the appropriate watch list and go right to that stock and pick it out, Okay, so you can kind of see here, guys, I've got technology, consumer staples, consumer discretionary, okay, materials, financials, industrials, telecom, utilities, and energy. And for you guys that are new investors, I understand that some of this isn't going to make sense. That's fine. Like I said, get into that account, get familiar with the platform, get your watch list pulled up, add a new watch list, and these are going to be your title subheadings for each of your watch lists. Okay, why do we do that? Okay, why do we do that? It's because eventually down the line, I know that I'm going to make some certain stock recommendations to you guys, or you guys are going to identify some stocks that you guys are interested in. All right. And if you're interested in an Apple, a Microsoft, a Cisco, an Oracle, an IBM, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to start to populate this technology watch list with all of these different stocks, all in a row, all in order, all right? And what that's going to be able to allow you to do, a lot of these watch lists allow you to go in there and set alerts within the watch list. I don't do any of that, guys. I encourage you to do it if that's your fancy. I don't have time to do that. I really just use my watch list for a drop point for stocks and a reference point. If I'm looking, to reference a certain stock, I know right where it is. If I need to look at John Deere really, really quick, boom, I know right where it is in the industrial sector watch list. Right? If I need to look at an ExxonMobil, I pull up the energy watch list and boom, I'm right there. All right. So that kind of gives just a brief overview on how I go about breaking down my watch list from a very fundamental baseline perspective. Okay. Now, a lot of these platforms are going to allow you to go in here and they're going to allow you to make as many watch lists as you can up to a certain number. I don't even know what it is in mine. I think I'm maxed out on mine. So some of the watch lists that I start that I don't find as useful as I thought they would be when I started them, I'll just go in there and erase that and replace it with the one that I feel is going to be more useful. Okay. But, for telecom example, there's only really 5 major carriers. You've got Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, and there's one other that I'm not thinking of, Vodafone, which is European. Those are the 5 that I follow in my telecom watch list. So if I need more telecom exposure or I feel like it's an undervalued sector, right, it'll give me a quick snapshot if I pull this telecom, for example, on what the sector's doing and what's available to me. Then I can look at those stocks and research them further, all right? Now, in any of this dialogue, did you hear me going in and buying everything in these watch lists? Not at all. There's stocks that I have tracked for years and years and years within these watch lists that I've never purchased. And I really may not even have any intention of buying them, all right? Some of the mega cap stocks, FedEx, for example, is a stock that I've never owned, but it's one that I want to track. Whirlpool, for example, UPS, some of the major cap stocks. Lockheed Martin is another good example. Boeing is another good example of a stock that is absolutely in my watch list, and it definitely helps me stay up on where the stock is at a given time, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go and buy any of these stocks. It's really just meant as a reference tool, but you got to put in a little bit of legwork to build out these watch lists so they can kind of turn back some value to you down the line. Now, how does it turn out value to you? Okay. I'm going to do a whole nother video about reports, okay? And one of the reports that you can run within any of your investment accounts, any of them are going to allow you. I don't know if Robinhood allows this capability, but I certainly have this function within mine with Merrill Edge Bank of America. They know their stuff. And there's one report that I run all the time to show the percentage of allocation that I have. For example, my technology exposure, in that report, it will tell me, okay, Ryan, you're at 17%. And let's say that the sector recommended allocation is 19%, all right? If I need to beef up a little bit on one particular sector to add a little bit more diversification, a little bit more exposure to that particular sector, then I can go ahead and pull this technology watch list, and there I've got my listing right there, and I can go ahead and pick the best option for me, right, based on the information that's right there. Now, conversely, if I run the report and I'm 30% technology, okay, that might kind of tell me where I need to back off a little bit on some of my exposure. I can use the technology watch list to kind of go through there and say, you know, I can kind of back off a little bit to try to get that optimal percentage of allocation within that, all right? Now, the final thing that I just want to mention with regard to watch lists is once you get these backbone watch lists built within your accounts, it doesn't mean that you can't put watch lists in there that are, you know, perspectives or, you know, high risk watch lists, maybe sectors that I don't have representative on the board, guys. There's sectors that I just won't invest in. Autos is a perfect example. Airline stocks is another one that I'm just not interested in. Guys, if it's your thing, absolutely. Okay, Warren Buffett says the best investment plan that you can put into place is one that makes sense for you, okay? And that might sound really, really cliche, but it is so true. It is so true. If the stocks that you're investing in don't make sense to you at all, and you're just investing in them because somebody's told you to do it, or you know, you're catching a lot of hype online or on television about why or why not you should invest in a stock, and you're just investing in them and you don't really understand, you know, the particular name that you're getting into, it may not be the best way for you guys, all right? And when you start out, not a whole lot makes a lot of sense, okay? But it's amazing when I talk to new investors that say, I know nothing about investing, and I hit them up with, who's your cell phone carrier? Oh, it's Verizon. Okay, what kind of cell phone do you have? Oh, it's an Apple. Really? Have you taken the kids on a vacation this year? Yeah, we went to Disney. You know, and what bank do you bank with? Oh, Wells Fargo. See what I mean, guys? And those are all 4 stocks that I personally own. I own all 4 of them. And it's just becoming aware, basically, of what stocks are out there and looking things a little bit more holistically instead of just a business. Look at it as an investment potential. And a lot of those investment potentials can kind of filter their way right into the watch list, guys. And that's how you build this tool out. And that's how you kind of build them from a structural perspective. And that's basically how I use watchlist. I've used them for years. My watch lists have evolved over time, and I'm constantly kind of tweaking them to make them more user-friendly for me, and I encourage you to do the same. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Independent Investor channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel and you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You'll be notified of any future videos. Share this link with anybody out there that you know that can benefit from the information. Hit the thumbs up button. Certainly leave your comments. If I've missed something in this particular video, or if you just want to make a general comment with regard to the content that's being put through on the Independent Investor channel, I encourage you to do that as well. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Good luck in your investment future.